Let's get something straight. This Shaboozey moment, it's not about Shaboozey. It's about what happens when Black Americans hand someone the culture card of being Black, and then they use it to erase us. This isn't a scandal. This is a lesson. But before we go any further, let's be clear about who we're talking about. Shaboozey, born Collins Obina Chibuze in Virginia to Nigerian parents, is a musical performer blending country and hip hop music genres. He broke through with soundtrack placements and later with Beyonce's Cowboy Carter as his single. A bar song, Tipsy, became a massive hit. He's culturally fluid. And that's exactly why this moment needs delineation. Here's the part people keep skipping. Country music is not a space that usually embraces melanated people. Black Americans created country, the banjo, the cowboy tradition, the sonic DNA. But the industry has never embraced us. So most Black American artists carve out their own lanes, build their own audiences, and stay independent of the institutional machine. That's why Shaboozey's rise is so striking. He's culturally fluid in a way most Black Americans cannot afford to be, don't want to be, and in many cases aren't allowed to be. As a child of immigrants, he moves through American culture like it's a buffet, sampling Black aesthetics, sampling white Americana, slipping between worlds without the historical weight that keeps us, the Black Americans, anchored. And that fluidity is part of his appeal, but it's also part of the tension that he holds, in the tension of this moment. Because instead of infusing his Nigerian heritage into country, he adapted ours, the Black cowboy lineage. And the industry rewarded him for it in ways it rarely rewards us. That's the context we need to understand this moment. Here's the real story. Black Americans didn't just tolerate Shaboozey. We embraced him. He didn't lead with his Nigerian pride. He didn't wave his flag in our faces. He didn't position himself as an outsider looking in. He called himself a boy from Virginia. And he wore the Black cowboy aesthetic like someone who understood where it came from. So we read him as a Black immigrant who gets it and is assimilating. Cool. We read him as someone who respected the culture, not someone sampling it. We let him into the Black cowboy tradition, a tradition we built, we preserved, we carried into the modern era. Even Beyonce extended cultural intimacy to Shaboozey by bringing him into Cowboy Carter. And once you welcome someone in like that, you expect a certain kind of care. You expect they understand the weight of the identity they're benefiting from. You expect they know the difference between borrowing an aesthetic and inheriting a heritage. So when he said, immigrants built America,
Immigrants built this country, literally. Uh, actually, so this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much.
it didn't land as an immigrant opinion. It landed as the man we let in using our identity to erase us. This wasn't just disappointing, it was betrayal. It was the moment we realized, we played ourselves. Because once he got mainstream recognition, he pivoted. He leaned into his immigrant privilege. He stepped into the industry's open arms, arms that rarely open for us. And he distanced himself from a heritage he'd been borrowing from. And that's not new. It's actually a pattern. And that's exactly why we have to talk about what Black actually means. Because the industry isn't the only place where the lines get blurred. We've been blurring Blackness amongst ourselves. Black is not global. It's not pan-melanated. It's not a worldwide fraternity. Black is not a vibe. Black is an American label. It's the successor to Negro, the administrative tag for the people who survived a war that predates the United States. It belongs to the descendants of that experience. Black is Black American only, solely, exclusively, and unapologetically. But because we refuse to say that out loud, we've let Black become a costume anyone with melanin can slip into. We've let institutions swap us out for whoever's convenient and still call it Black representation. We've let moments like this feel confusing instead of predictable. The Shaboozey moment is not a crisis. It's a reflection of us. It's a sign that we must learn the difference between imitation and emulation. It's showing us the cost of refusing to delineate, the cost of calling everybody Black, the cost of confusing melanin with heritage. Black is Black American, and if we don't say this clearly, we will keep watching other people wear our identity while they erase our history. If this gave you something to think about, drop a comment, share it with somebody who keeps blurring the line, your global Black cousins who just won't let it go. And if you want more conversations like this, go ahead and like and subscribe.